All right, the next series of questions all come down to what we would call a Salesforce owner. So we get a lot of questions on a fairly regular basis. What's the best way to staff our use of Salesforce? Who should be in charge of our Salesforce system? Do we need a Salesforce trained admin? I know a lot of, we've talked earlier and have a lot of clients who just make everyone a Salesforce admin, full admin, and that can be extremely concerning. And so usually all these questions come down to, we feel that every org should have what we call a Salesforce owner. So tell us a little bit about that, Ryan.
Yeah, some of you may be familiar with the concept of a product owner at like a software company, or a product manager in some ways. And really, it's the person in this case at the nonprofit who is responsible as part of their core job function, not as just an add-on, but part of their core job function to say, hey, I need to make sure that our business processes, the way we do things, are being mapped out and set up with Salesforce in efficient ways. We probably need to revisit those as well. If somebody's like, hey, I wish we could do this, the Salesforce owner's responsibility is to make that happen. Right now, they don't have to be a trained admin. They can work with an outside firm or company or contractors to help do that, depending on their level of comfort, right? Some of our clients have people on staff who are never trained as an admin, but now they've been the Salesforce owner so long, they're really, really talented and they can do a lot of things. So that's also a natural part of it, is that Salesforce owner is going to need to invest their focus on understanding what your outside resources are building, so that then when people have questions internally, you're able to work with them on that. But also there's this other aspect of, what if you stop working with that contractor, right? Or maybe that firm goes out of business and it's like, hey, we don't want to be reliant upon them for being able to know what our system is up to. I think that's the big piece of it. Usually that person is, if they're focusing more on being an admin, they'll be a database manager type of role. We see development managers or director level folks as the Salesforce owner. It really does range. What we rarely see is an executive being the Salesforce owner. Executives at the organization have so many things on their plate. Spending 6 days on a data migration from a old platform you used to use doesn't necessarily make sense. And or even needing to track every business process like that. Executives have so many other things to think about and do. So usually we see somebody either kind of towards the middle of management, manager, directors, or a dedicated role where it's like, this is a database admin. We see also some organizations creating a new role that's essentially Salesforce owner or systems owner, who may not be an IT person, may not be a technical person. It's just they're more of a business ops type person. This is how our organization's running. And we see a lot of times they either come from programs or they come from development. And those have been some of our most successful Salesforce owners that we've seen, because they really understand what it is that they're doing and how to make Salesforce do it.
Yeah, I think the other thing that we see be really successful is folks that want to be the Salesforce owner, right? So they're interested in it, because then they're jumping in, they're doing the trailheads on the Salesforce website, they're learning, they're getting their hands dirty. If you just add it onto someone's job, probably not going to be a good fit. They need to have some dedicated time to do it, and they need to have a little bit of interest in wanting to go deeper into that.
Yeah, and that's an opportunity for advancement as well, where it's like, hey, you've got somebody on staff who maybe is in an entry-level position and they've shown that they are interested in Salesforce, they're learning it, they're doing all these things. They're going to be a really good candidate for advancement into a Salesforce owner role. And managers will need to map that out for them and figure out how to do that. But I think it's a great opportunity for them, also a great opportunity for the organization, because that person over time is going to know everything there is to know about the organization through that that process. But yeah, it's a great opportunity for advancement, especially if you have somebody that's like, hey, you're excited about this, so I
Yep.
want you to continue being excited about this.